been a good 5 months since I last posted on this channel, and you know what? A lot has happened. Back then, I had short hair, I wasn't as blind, and you know what? I didn't listen to half as much music as I know now. So, with reinventing the channel, I mean, I'm not reinventing it, I'm just continuing it. There's going to be no changes whatsoever. I'm just going to get straight into it. So, yeah, my hair's kind of grown out. It'll get longer. Um, uh, and, yeah, the reviews will come in the same manner that they used to, except I'm actually going to be consistent this time, hopefully. Anyway, so let's cut to the chase. Today's review is from Entombed. Here's the album right here on CD. It's called Wolverine Blues. Yes, it's a very fantastic album. I highly recommend it. But let's get into it. So, Entombed is a good band. They were pioneers of death metal. Early death metal, and you know what? On this particular record, they kind of incorporated a bunch of like classic rock influences and more like songwriting based songs on here. So while they're still heavy as fuck, they are well written with believably sing along lyrics that you can just slide the CD into your car and just start jamming along, belting out all the lyrics. And it's hook. The songs are hook heavy. They're well written, and the riffs are just so catchy. And there's a lot of like other Entombed stuff too, but there's like a lot of thrash influence on this album. You can hear the riffs are sometimes thrashy, but it's still very death metal. And also you can hear some like groove metal into it. Like it gets pretty groovy sometimes too. And anyway, so like I was listening back to this record, and like it clocks in at like 35 minutes, which is like a really good length for a metal album in my opinion, and any album. But I couldn't think of a single song that I wouldn't put on this record. Like every single song, the 10 songs, like they are all bangers. And like they're just very memorable songs, like literally. And I'm also a really big fan of this band called Full of Hell, and I am pretty sure they got their name from the song Full of Hell on here, which is also a very good song that I love. And it also shows some of the clean vocals from the vocalist here, or cleaner vocals, which is interesting because then you can it's way more like, I don't know. It gives off almost like a Motorhead vibe sometimes, or like, early thrash type thing, with the cleaner vocals on some of the songs here. And so as I said, the riffs are killer, the guitars are killer, the bass is killer, the drums are killer. The vocalist, well, he writes great lyrics, he writes great songs. Sometimes his vocals can get like a little shabby and not as good. Like that's my main criticism of the album, is his vocals are sometimes a little lackluster in comparison to the rest of the band and in comparison to the songs themselves. And another thing I want to talk about is how well mixed this album is. It's incredibly well mixed, in a way where it's still extremely gritty, extremely loud, and like knock you out type like sound, like a metal album should be, especially an early death album. You want a grittier sound, but you can clearly hear every single instrument. And by that I mean you can hear those pummeling bass lines with that incredible bass tone over the the drums. They're just so nice. Like the kick drums mix so well. Everything's just mixed really well, in a sense that it's also like gritty sounding. So it doesn't sound like a modern tech death album. It sounds gritty like a lot of the albums that came from the same era that it came from, but it has a new level of separation that makes it a lot more enjoyable in terms of actually like listening to the instruments instead of just hearing a bunch of like random noise. And you really grow to appreciate the musicianship of the musicians. And yeah, like honestly, like I said, like there isn't a track that I don't like on here. I mean, all of them just rip, dude. Like, just take half an hour out of your night, dude, and just turn it on and rock out. Like that's what's up. Like this is a good album. Check it out. Anyway, so aside from the sometimes mid vocals, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. Literally one of the genre defining albums. Not only for death metal but for all of metal, and it's definitely one of the greatest from the 90s. Um, yeah, stay tuned for the next uh, review. Peace out.